Muslim or a person who follows the faith of Islam is to struggle and overcome challenges in everyday life. That's the basic idea of what a Muslim is, and to be or to do better than what you were doing a day before or a week before. So it's self-improvement, self-reformation. Islam is a faith which promotes first and foremost the idea of peace throughout the world. It achieves this idea through a concept called justice, that wherever there is struggle or there is conflict, always seek the path of least resistance so you can come to understand each other as opposed to have a conflict with each other or to hold animosity amongst each other. So the word peace and justice are intrinsically tied together. Sharia law are the teachings of the Holy Quran that a Muslim abides by personally on a personal level every day. These ideas are for a Muslim to look at, study, and then see how he or she can apply these teachings to themselves so that they can be better human beings to each other. I am originally from Pakistan. I had migrated over here to the United States when I was 6 years old with my parents, and since then I have been raised in the United States of America. At the time there was huge persecution against our community in Pakistan. They had branded us in 1974 as non-Muslims, but in the 80s when I came over here, they were actually making specific laws against our community and also letting us not follow the Islamic Sharia and calling us non-Muslims. And if we follow the Islamic Sharia, they would actually, publicly, if we follow the Sharia, they would actually hold us accountable and put us in jail because of that. If I say Assalamu alaikum, that would actually be a criminal offense. So the religious persecution started to really take a hard hit against our community during the 80s, and my father decided to claim asylum for that very reason. We basically divide that category who misrepresent Islam as an extremist part of the Muslim body. They are following their own political ideals and ideology and then inculcating that and intermixing it with the religion of Islam, which is not correct. The true principle of Islam is moderation. And that is what we as the Ahmadiyya Muslim community as a larger organization and us, the Muslim Youth Organization, as an auxiliary of this organization, follow. That we are known as the Muslims who believe in the Messiah. The Messiah who we believe in is the founder of our community, Mirza Ghulam Ahmad of Qadian, and he founded our community in 1889. And alongside with that, after his demise, there was a series of caliphs or caliphites that are only spiritual leaders. They don't have a political office. So all of these other organizations that are extremist organizations that claim to hold I would say, a foothold on the jurisdiction of Islam are actually including politics into religion, which is not what our teachings tell us. And the extremist part of it is absolutely wrong because Islam says to follow a path of moderation, a middle path as is described, a path of balance and understanding, and to also not coerce or force your beliefs on other people who do not believe in what you believe. These are important principles. And at the same time, the word jihad is the same thing that I was talking about earlier, is that it is two kinds. One is a greater jihad, which is our inner struggle and challenges as individuals that we overcome every day and to reform ourselves based on that. And then there's a greater jihad that if you were to face in a situation where somebody forces a war on you or some sort of a situation where a country has conflict forced on them, they have the ability to defend themselves. So it's not a pacifistic religion where it's unreasonable and say if somebody is invading your country unnecessarily without any justification, meaning it's an actual war, then you have the right to defend yourself. But that's a lesser jihad. The greater jihad is to reform oneself. And that is the jihad that our community follows and we promote. There is no need for the lesser jihad anymore because the world is in a different state. It's in a state of knowledge and information. It's in a state of differences of beliefs. So this is where we fight our battles. We write in media, newspapers, print media. We write books. We give lectures. We do these kinds of exhibitions. This is our jihad. This is the way we fight back. Not with swords or guns or any other violent means, because that's an extremist part of humanity, and that has no place in Islam.